Hello and welcome back to another late episode of the M2 podcast. We're releasing. Nice, we got Kane's going too. Kane's life. For those of you on the video, we're dressed in Kane's gear. Anyhow, this is the M2 podcast. I'm your host Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is Kyle Heath. This is the show where we cover gaming industry related news of the last week. This week we're going to chat a little bit about Valve. Honestly, we're going to hit two topics here. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the Steam controller. They're promising to restock it. Yeah, so they sold out super quick. Pretty intense. So we're going to talk about that, what they're going to do to get it out to the people, you know. Then we're going to talk about how there is a rumor of what the Steam machine price is actually supposed to be. We'll see if that actually happens. We don't really know. Rumor. Like talking about it. Kyle's going to teach me about what mogging is. So that'll be interesting. I have no freaking clue. We briefly read it and had clavicular in it, and I have a theory of what it's probably about, like look maxing. At least I know that part. So it'll be interesting to find out. And we're going to talk about Microsoft and Copilot AI. So kind of finish it off with probably the future of AI, to be honest, and like what it might mean for gaming. But without further ado, how's it going, Kyle? You've been gaming? You joined the Canes, obviously.
Have I been gaming? Listen.
Oh?
No, however,
I thought you had it for once.
Listen.
He's back.
There is a game on Game Pass that I've been hearing very good things about. It is called Mixtape. It just came out. It is everyone's been raving about it, saying it's really good. It's a very short game, I've heard, like 3 to 4 hours. That's perfect for me to just like sit down, get into something, not a huge commitment, get back into the swing of things. So before next episode, I will play and finish that game.
Just do it tonight.
I'm just calling it now, dude. I will finish that game before next episode, and then I will have something to report in the realm of gaming. Outside of that, I've just been watching sports, kind of doing work. It was pretty crazy work week too. Like I had to go to a couple dinners and stuff, and there's a lot of coworkers and stuff in town. So I had fun doing that, but that was stuff. So it's cool to do all that. That was always great. I mean, also like I think I mentioned it last time, getting into Pokemon stuff again. Went to a show, a card show. It was my first ever like card show. It was actually a lot of fun.
No way.
It was very small. It wasn't like I think it was like maybe 20, 30 tables. It wasn't very big. But it was still cool to like, I met some cool vendors, chatted up a couple people. It was cool. It got me, it has me now. there's like a website now you can look up all the card shows in every state. And so I just like went, I was like, North South Carolina, what do we got? So I just like put a bunch of them in my calendar as reminders. And I'm like, all right, if I'm free that on that Saturday or Sunday, I might go check them out. So,
well, one of the things I was going to mention to you is I'm pretty sure that Greenville, South Carolina has a lot of big like card shows and competitions.
Yep.
I know Greensboro does, and Raleigh. So I know those aren't terribly far away, but for sure.
I think Greenville I think there's a show this weekend in Greenville actually that I saw, but I certainly will not be going to that one. I don't know. Raleigh is certainly more manageable. It's only like maybe 2.5 at most in terms of hours. Greenville's about 4, so a little bit more of a commitment. But even Wilmington, they have card shows. I saw there's a few that are actually over the next like few months. There's supposed to be a couple, so might end up hitting up those. But yeah.
Well, here's something that kind of blew my mind. Right, I didn't know this, so I probably mentioned to you once or twice about how, like you should know this being in South Carolina, right? Raleigh it's kind of like a tech hub for Epic Games. Kind of started it with Fortnite, and that kind of popped off, and then data centers started moving in, and like all these big tech companies like Cisco's there. It's really like massive and stuff. One of the things, like Lenovo as well, even though they're Chinese, they have like a home base. But the interesting thing about Raleigh that I learned blew my mind completely. They actually print Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards there and cut them. I thought that was only done in like Japan.
Yeah.
Blew my mind when I found that out. My buddy was working for them for like a good handful of months, and they had the worst policy ever for him. He was working at one of those like temp agencies where like the temp agency kind of loans you out to companies that need seasonal help, and then if you do a really good job, then the company that like loaned out the workers have the opportunity to buy you. It's kind of like a loan program to then full-time hire. You get a tester, and it's very like low commitment for the company, but it helps out people actually working. because if it doesn't work out with one company, they just move to the next, and they don't have this unemployment period. So he was working for them for a while, and unfortunately, I don't want to like blast him or anything, but I think he was tardy a handful of times by like 4 or 5 minutes. But because it happened multiple times in a row, they axed him. And nobody would have known if the guy that was like working there said, that was like managing everybody, was like, hey, you should go apply for this like supervisor role at this other department. I'm going to give you a recommendation to do that, and hopefully we can get you here. So he did that, and then they went and audited his record. They're like, oh, it shows you clocked in late a couple of times. You're gone. It's like, what? It goes from getting recommended to a supervisor role to just axed over a technicality.
Oh, man. It's rough.
Yeah, but he got a different job working doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So it's just insane. I had no idea. Or it might have been Magic the Gathering. Actually, it's one of the big three.
It may be Pokemon. I saw there was a post. I think it was actually at the show I went to. I didn't see it at the time. Apparently, like, so there's a new Pokemon set being released in 2 weeks. I think it's called Chaos Rising.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. There is a Greninja card that's kind of like one of the big chase cards, one of the ones that's probably going to be expensive and like everyone's going to try and like go for. Apparently, at the show I was at, there was someone selling an English copy of it like ahead of release, which is like illegal. Wow. Like you can't, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the theory was like, there's people that have it in probably at like whatever the Raleigh like facilities are that cut the cards. They probably ended up getting their hands on it, and they leaked it when they shouldn't have, and so it was a huge thing. I don't know if it was actually like I wasn't able to 100% confirm if it was real. Like I said, I think I was at the show. I didn't see anything like that. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though. So it's kind of just one of those things.
No
like,
chance.
Yeah, I think it leaked out from like to your point. I think like the Raleigh area. There's probably they probably end up cutting some of them. So it just leaks out.
Yeah. It's very difficult to leak them out of those types of facilities because it's like such a high like, how do I say this? It's like high merchandise, high ROI.
Yeah.
Not just for the company that sells it, but the resale value they very much protect as much as they possibly can. Yeah, that's reckless, but also kind of sick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, so yeah, I went to a card show. It was cool. Like, I've been fed a bunch of content of like vendors and stuff, like through shorts and whatnot, like before going to the event. So it made me more comfortable to go because I kind of knew what to expect, and like I wasn't just going into it blind. So it was certainly helpful to kind of watch all that, and I still get fed that content. I'm just like, it's been one of my favorite things to watch because like there's so many creators out there that are just like very wholesome, and like, if a kid comes up to their table, they either like cut them a really good deal or they just give them free cards, and it's kind of like it's really cool to see stuff like that. So there's a lot of good vendors out there. I've also seen a lot of clips of like people trying to scam vendors and stuff, and they call them out on the spot, and I'm like, oh, that'd actually be funny to watch in person. But who knows, man? It's an interesting thing. The whole like sort of vending scene and all that, like, kind of like literal small businesses essentially.
It's pretty bizarre. Yeah, I think it's kind of risky too because the whole economy is at the behest or like the regulations of the people that are distributing the cards.
Yeah.
So at a moment's notice, they could just decide to print all the rare cards, and then that tanks the entire economy.
Yeah, that's the
thing. Think about
like,
CS:GO or CS2 with the skins. They did that with shoes. Remember how like being a big sneakerhead was a huge deal?
Yeah.
Now nobody cares.
Yeah, man. Like I'd say it's like Pokemon cards, kind of like it's almost kind of like crypto, I guess. But like if you really think about it, it's like but yeah, like it's like Pokemon will just randomly decide, like Game Freak, whoever prints them, they'll randomly decide like, oh, we're gonna re-release this set that has been out of print for 5 years, and then all of a sudden like value just drops because everyone's like, oh well, I can just get new ones now. So like it's that kind of stuff happens all the time. So there's, I mean,
you gotta be careful.
generally you can like you get a heads up of like a months ahead of like, oh, they're gonna be reprinting this, like, so it like kind of like eases into it, but like even then it's like when they get announced that stuff, it's just like, well, expect the values to go into a downturn for a while, like just kind of how it is. So yeah, it's an interesting world. I mean, it's crazy too, like just how like value can like hold and fluctuate and all that. And so it's like, I don't know, there's not really like a get rich quick sort of scheme at all with that kind of stuff. It's like kind of just like I feel like I want to get into it, just collect cards that I like, and so that's my mindset going in. I'm not trying to like chase like money or anything. So, but it's also hard. Like, and we'll talk about it with the first article. We'll mention the Steam controller and kind of the woes that's had on the first release. But it's like similar vein to like the the Pokemon card scene, especially if you're trying to buy stuff in person, man. Like people scalp, they camp out, they just try to get their hands on everything. They just make it hard for everyone to get cards. You can't go to I can't go to like a Walmart or a Target without and like find anything now because it just gets
Yeah,
taken kind of on when they drop
yeah.
it. So it's kind of the
It's so
reality of it.
annoying.
And
Yeah, it's kind of like artificial scarcity, like a
yeah.
way. They do the same thing. Scalpers have existed for forever, man. Ever
Oh
since
yeah,
like music concerts, or it's a little bit redundant, but like music from like the '60s,
yeah,
going to the spot and like selling them, and then they sell them on the street. They do that with every freaking sports game ever. You
yeah,
can buy from like, yeah, you don't know if it's a scam or not. You're kind of risking it.
yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre world, but yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, that's kind of what I've been doing. I don't know, I've just been kind of doing that. Just like I'll still go out and like try and like hunt stuff. I don't try to put too much time in it because you don't really find anything.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's I don't know, but it's still fun to like. There's a chance that maybe I'll find something if I can go out and search. So I don't know.
that's
That's
true.
been like kind of my thing. I think outside of the day job. So I don't know. We'll see. But I will play a game this next week, and it will be
Should.
mixtape, and I will enjoy it because it's a coming of age game, and I love Life is Strange, so it's probably going to be in that vein, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good then. Apparently the soundtrack on it is really good.
That's
So
per
I
the
mean, the name's mixtape, so it better be
yeah
good.
yeah
I love
it's
video game soundtracks so much,
yeah
especially when they pop.
yeah. We had an article I think that I had put in the doc. We're not going to
We
cover
did.
it, but it's about how
That's
mixtape
all.
not doing a streamer mode. And like the devs held their ground on that. Like no, like we put this music in here for a reason. Like it's very very critical that we keep it this way for the game to like be enjoyable. So and there's a lot of people
Dude.
praising them for that. So
Yeah, yeah. That's like using music as a tool to express the intent of the game. Like so
yeah,
sick. It's such a good
yeah,
idea.
so it's good
Yeah,
stuff.
bro.
I don't know, Mike. You been play anything, man?
I yeah. Well, I played plenty of Flash games. I downloaded a bunch recently because I've been like so stressed lately with all the work stuff that's going on, and I traveled to Maine. I went to Maine Wednesday and Thursday, which is one of the reasons why. Actually, it's not one of the reasons. It is the reason why we're doing the podcast super late. And it's coming out late again for the second week. But next week, actually, my next trip isn't until like the 21st of May, so I got 3 solid weeks of just vibing. So
Nice.
I'm really excited for that.
Well, 2 weeks.
Yeah, sorry, shh. It is 2 weeks. Holy smokes. It's coming up quick, bro. I'm going to St. Lucia. Shout out.
Saint Lucia.
Yeah, I packed the whole thing. Memorial Day weekend. It's gonna be fun. So games. Yeah, I played some OG. I got the old controller busted out. The green default. Check it out, brother. Looks sick.
Hey.
I was playing that for a while, and I'm just trying to like. I've been super stressed, so I'm like, let me just play the classics, so I don't have to think. Playing with some buddies. Had a couple of brewskis, a little bit too many brewskis last week, and I played Halo 2 Cartographer. Totally embarrassed myself. It was awful. Like horrific performance. Upset one of my buddies. He was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm
I'm just
boozing.
good, bro.
I'm trying to be stress free, bro. I didn't know we were sweating. My bad." But outside of that, I've been watching a lot of content, like video game content on YouTube. That's been a big thing for me. Watching sports as well, and just trying to like decompress to the best of my ability. But outside of that, dude, I'm just playing the generic like flash games.
Hey,
Nothing. I'm,
man.
I'm straight up mobile game right
It's
now.
more than me.
But yeah, but it's weird for me because I never used to play that. Like the most I would ever play is Tetris, and
No.
here's the ironic thing. So you know this, the viewers probably don't. I'm red green colorblind, so a lot of like highlighter style colors will really mess me up, and I can't see it. And that matters in games like the bubble popping game.
Mm,
And I found like a new game that's all color oriented. I'm like trying to get this thing to work right.
no.
Totally embarrassing. I keep mixing up like yellow and green constantly, and like red and brown. Like it's
Oh, man.
so off. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And then I make a mistake. I'm like, I'm an idiot. So I'm like stuck on level 4 right now. Uh, just yeah,
Oh,
just having a
man.
good time, I guess. Just vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
feel it, man. I feel it.
All right, how about we jump in to the first article here? Talk to me
Should.
about what in the world is going on at Valve Entertainment, Valve Steam,
So
and
let's
all
let's
things.
discuss gamesindustry.biz. Vicky Blake. Valve commits to restocking a Steam controller after it ran out faster than we anticipated. News in brief. We hate that not everyone who wanted one was able to get it. And yeah, before I get into the article, this is a news and brief article. Our short format linking to an official source for information. This is interesting. I'm just gonna hide the screen real quick for the viewers. While I click this link, it takes you to Blue Sky. How about that? It's a direct post from Valve. So essentially, I don't know if this is an article.
Well, it should have been.
There's a it's mentioned in this article. See, there's a lot of blank space right here, which I assume is maybe an ad, or supposed to be an ad.
I actually think they edited this article in between. We might need to go back to the archive.
The archive. Yeah, perhaps. But I do know.
That's crazy. Maybe they got the. That's crazy, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe because you open it up initially, and that thing was full. Like.
Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, while I'm trying to find, I guess, another article, while we look through here.
Yeah, I'll read what it says on Blue Sky. So the Blue Sky Valve software.com. It said the Steam controller ran out faster than we anticipated, and we hate that not everyone who wanted one was able to get it. We're working on getting more in stock, and we'll have an update on expected timeline soon. I wonder how that's actually going to work. Did they ever say they can have preset profiles on the Steam controller? By chance, do you remember?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, that's going to impact. So not only is like, let's not get into the trade stuff and like everything that's going on in the Strait of Hormuz or whatever. But one of the things that's going on that's kind of odd is the RAM shortage, and you need RAM to like have memory chips. I mean, actually, technically, you don't really need an intense bit of RAM. You could probably just get one of those. Were you in a coding class ever and like create your own circuit boards? You can get one of those like chips, then just do everything programmable. You shouldn't even need that much, actually. Yeah. All right, did you find us a different article?
Yeah, I found a different article. I think before I even read this, so the controller retails for $100. There were people had like gone on eBay and they had saw there were like verified sales of like 200 to 250 people reselling it. So like scalping, it's great.
Yeah.
That was complete sarcasm. Like, why are we doubling the value, man? 120, 150%. That's insane.
I just don't think money means anything anymore.
Yeah, no.
At this point, it's just buy it, man. Nothing adds up. One of the things I saw is we covered it last week, right? So the people that don't know, this is the second version of the Valve controller, right? With the Valve Steam controller. The first version you can't find for like less than $300.
Oh yeah, it's sought after now.
Is that because it's like the name brand is Valve and they don't make a lot of hardware?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, like, it's insane stuff. But Michael Kane over at PC Mag is going to give us some more information. Gamesindustry.biz. Ladies and gentlemen, let's read. Valve to restart Steam controller orders on Friday with the reservation system. Valve will open the reservation queue for the controller today. Actually, when we post this, it'll be late, but yeah, we post this today. On Friday, it was at 10 a.m., 1 p.m. EST is when they opened. Once you reserve, your place in line will be saved with the goal of fulfilling orders next week. Following Monday's troubled launch of the latest Steam controller, Valve is reopening orders today using a new reservation system that will limit orders to one per customer. The company will accept new orders on Friday, May 8th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on the Steam controller purchase page. Once you reserve, your place in line will be saved. When we go back in stock, order emails will be sent in the same order that reservations were made, Valve has said. Once a customer receives an order email, they'll have 72 hours to confirm their purchase on Steam. Replenishment of inventory will vary from region to region. We will start fulfilling reservations next week in the US, Canada, and UK, EU, AU in the following weeks. The reservation queue approach promises to improve the buying experience after numerous consumers reported errors that prevented them from ordering the product on Valve's site during Monday's launch. Valve's site was also letting people who made it through the order process to buy 2 controllers, not just one. Valve now says reservations will be limited to 1 Steam controller per user. those who already nabbed a controller during the initial launch are barred from reserving another unit for now. To further deter scalpers and bots, Valve is only permitting Steam users who've made a purchase on the gaming marketplace prior to April 27th. As a result, no newly made Steam accounts will be able to reserve a controller. That's actually insane. I like that.
I like
Insane
that
in a good
too,
way.
but I mean, Valve's been around for freaking ever, man. So, yeah. I was just about to say, it was like,
It demotes
how could
bot
you
accounts.
possibly prevent other people from making a new account and then just doing the same thing as before? But they already answer that question.
There you go. That's how you do it. I like it. Valve indicated that it's surprised by the demand. Steam controllers ran out faster than we anticipated, and we hate that not everyone who wanted one is able to get it. The company said on Tuesday, scalpers on eBay have been reselling their confirmed orders for twice or triple the normal $100 price tag. It's not the first time Valve has implemented a reservation system. The company also used one in 2021 for the initial launch of the Steam Deck and even required a $5 prepayment. The system seemed to work, ensuring that legitimate consumers snagged the handheld. That said, we wouldn't be surprised if the Steam controller orders tomorrow face some problems, or today face problems, due to an anticipated flood of interest that can overwhelm Valve's site. So, interested consumers should brace for potential site errors when placing a reservation. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I've not seen any news as to whether or not the site has faced issues today with reservations. But I can imagine there's probably some difficulty, at least. But
Yeah, probably. It's just so, yeah. I don't really know what to say other than it's just kind of crazy that this is the norm for Valve, because it's like, are their controllers actually that good, or is it just the brands? Like, I get it. It's really interesting. You get to have like the multi thumb trackpad. Is that what they call them? Trackpad, fingerpad, touchpad, touchpad. It's called touchpad. I knew there was a pad somewhere. Um, yeah, but how does that work from a competitive sense? Is it just a convenience thing? Is it only usable on the PC? It's just kind of odd, man. It's interesting, I think.
yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I think it's a reality of a lot of. It's become the reality of a lot of stuff, especially online.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, like most trading card games are kind of the same way. It's like you go online, try to get something. Like whenever it drops, there's so many like people that run bots, and like they'll run like SKU numbers, and so like when it drops, the bot knows immediately to start spamming and trying to get product, and they'll have like 50 accounts on a website. It's makes it impossible for people just trying to actually like buy a product. So, yeah, it's
fortunately, that's gonna be the future, especially with AI, because before the problem is like you get people who were just innovative. They made their own code or their own bots and built everything from the ground up, and now it's just like, okay, Claude, I want to scalp.
yeah, yeah. I
Like,
bet you
choose the website, hit enter.
yeah, I mean, there's people spending hundreds of dollars too on like tools when it's like I don't know, Claude may just like nuke that in a couple months. I don't know,
Easily.
but yeah,
I
it's
mean, we'll get into the AI stuff
insane.
later at the end of the episode, but it's bizarre.
Yeah, just bizarre stuff, man. So hopefully, if you're out there trying to get a Steam controller, one of the new ones, you can secure a reservation so you don't have to fight lines and site crashes and all that. So
100%.
wishing you luck.
It's so, speaking of controllers, I've been patiently waiting for the 8-bit do 8-bit do Ultimate um 3. We announced it and talked, well, they announced it over almost a year ago, and we talked about it ages ago. And I've been patiently wondering. I was like, when in the world are they going to release it? Because there's still no update, and we're getting another round of like Steam controllers, and this was like just kind of a randomly announced. It was like kind of a, what's it called, like a jump launch,
Yeah,
or like fast launch. Nobody really knew it was coming until just short
uh,
minute.
a shadow drop, if you will.
Yeah, thank you, Shadow Drop.
Shadow drop. Same stuff. Should we keep in the same area as Valve, Mike?
Of course. Yeah. Let's talk about Steam, and specifically the Steam machine. So this is an article from Tyler Fisher over at comicbook.com. It's a pretty interesting article. We'll just get into it. Excuse me real quick. So the Steam machine price has potentially been leaked by a well-known hardware insider. It is not going to be cheap if this leak is accurate. Last year, Valve announced the Steam machine for release in 2026. At the time, there were no There was no word of a precise release date or a price point, and this has not changed. Valve has not revealed either of these salient details, but the expectations with the former is that it's not going to be cheap due to production restraints, global shipping issues, component shortages, the recent and massive disruption to the oil market, and general runaway inflation. A new report has confirmed these suspicions. What do you think? Higher or lower? What do you expect? Higher or lower?
Higher.
$350.
But that might be the easiest higher I've ever made in my life. What are we talking about?
$750.
Yeah, honestly, higher.
$1,000.
Lower. Just a little bit.
Okay. Let's double check, shall we? So the Steam machine is basically, it should be about the size of an Xbox, a little bit more powerful, and a standalone
The
PC.
side, no, it's small, man. It's a small device. I mean, like power, sure.
Power. That's what I'm talking
Power,
about.
yeah. If you're talking about like actual
I'm talking
size.
about power and hardware.
Okay.
So I think small form factor PC.
ITX on drugs.
What?
You like that?
It's got to compete with PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
And Xbox hasn't made money on any of their consoles, and they sell what? What are they at now? Xbox Series X is like. Let's double check. Xbox
550, I don't know.
Series X.
Xbox Series
Xbox
X.
Series X is $650 at Best Buy right now. That's a 1 terabyte
650.
console. Yeah, you can get at GameStop for $529. That's probably used.
Oh.
Yeah, anywhere from $500 to $650. So I think in order for this to be competitive, they need to be in that price range. Yeah, they got to be in that price range. All right, what do we got? Let's continue on with the article. Let's scroll on down. All right. The good news is that the Steam machine unofficially is not going to cost an arm and a leg like most PC hardware right now. Whether this is because most costs are already accounted for and baked into the initial supply, we do not know. But it's being reported that the machine could cost somewhere between $665 $650. So, yeah, okay, so right where I was talking about. For the sake of comparison, this is more than the PS5 and less than the PS5 Pro, and of course, it's newer hardware than both. Oh, there's a bit of a steal, huh? Okay. I like this section of the article. It says Steam machine too expensive? Question mark. So the new report comes specifically from hardware insider Moore's Law is Dead, who notes that recent sharp increases in the price of memory and storage components are contributing to the console costing more than originally anticipated. The first Steam machine, which many forget about because it was a massive flop, was priced at $450, with prices rising for better versions. In 2026, $450 for a novel niche machine is a great price, but it was pricey for what it was in 2015. Yeah, actually, it was, yeah, that, like, because you could get a brand new Xbox in like
Yeah.
2015 for $300.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of money back in 2015. And it seems its successor should be in danger of facing the same issue. $600 or $650 in isolation is not a crazy price in 2026, but how much demand is there for such a product at the price point in this economy? Probably not a ton. This could explain why Valve is being cagey with pricing information. Yeah, you don't want to kill your own hype by like releasing price speculation too early, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that said, remember to take everything here with a grain of salt, as nothing here is official and is all subject to change as well. So far, Valve has not drawn out for comment, and we do not expect this to change in various reasons. If it does, though, we will update the story accordingly. So this article was written when? Let's look at the date. Just like almost 24 hours ago, a little over 24 hours ago. So no update to this article at all. But to be honest, like I want to look at the specs again. $600 to $650 for this machine, and if it's like truly customizable, like a standalone PC, or you could like mod it yourself. The hardware is what really matters here, and if you know how to manipulate it, if you know how to work around it, you should be good. And the good news is it probably will connect to anything Bluetooth wise. There's a lot of controllers out there, like that kind of opens up the ecosystem. Whereas Xbox and PlayStation and even Nintendo, it really locks you in. You can use all different types of connections or controllers with a PC. It's actually insane. Like I could, for instance, the old classic Xbox controller, I have an adapter for this, and it's
Yeah,
like the classic Xbox controller. I can plug it into the USB and I can open up an app that I have. It will reprogram all my inputs and work just fine.
easy.
Like I can play any game with an original Xbox controller. You can do that with a lot of third-party Nintendo partnered controllers. Xbox natively works. PlayStation natively works. Well, actually, not natively. It just depends on the game you're playing, but you can make it work as well. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about this device. Would you buy a Steam machine, Kyle? Would you
I
even
don't
have
know.
use for it?
I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I don't know if I really
Mm.
have use for it. I mean, I still have my PC, so it's probably what I'll like mainly use. I mean, it intrigues me for sure. So
Yeah,
I'll have to see a demo and how like people adopt it. I think because like if it's one of those things like people are like, yeah, this ain't the console killer, bro. Like, okay, I might have an interest to like take a peek at it and see what it's really like. I mean, but then again, like I think at one point I'd like if I was to choose a Steam machine or a Steam Deck, like dare I go Steam Deck? Like I don't know. I think having like kind of the mobile gaming thing would be more appealing to me. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm I'm about to blow your mind. All right.
All right.
Here's how I would market this and sell this if I worked for Steam. Yeah. Okay. How many free games do you think there are on PlayStation? Free games. Download now. Good to play.
That you can play right now.
It doesn't
27.
have to be hundreds. Okay.
2,700.
That's thousands. Hundreds. So let's call it 500. How many do you think are free to play on Xbox?
629.
Just over 1,000.
1,029.
How many do you think? How many do you think are available on Steam?
Brother, 100,000.
Over 14,000.
It's crazy.
That alone should kind of tell you it's like if you want variety of games, because there are a lot of cross-platform games that are like free on Xbox, free on PlayStation, that are also free on Steam combined, and then you have like all the different ports and everything and stuff. I could definitely see if you know what you're doing. Out of the box, it's not as convenient as a typical console, but if you don't have a PC, you only have a TV, and you want to play PC games, this is for you. You know what I mean? Like
Correct.
this is the game that you're gonna want. Like this is the solution to play with your buddies that moved on from Xbox and PlayStation and they went to a PC setup. Like I got plenty of friends. I've been telling them for years, build a desktop, build monitors, get this done. I actually am thinking about one of my best friends. I might freaking buy this for him because he needs to play PlayStation. Like he needs to play on the PC, and he has a fantastic TV. And now I'm thinking about it, I was like, dude, this could be a heck of a freaking wedding gift, man.
That'd be a crazy wedding gift in the best way. That would go.
I've known him since we were like 7 years old. So
Come on. We talk 100 for every year you known him. And 50 for the
yeah,
last one.
50 for the last one. It's just $650 for this is actually, if you think about it, is probably a really good deal. And maybe I'm talking completely insane right now.
No,
In this economy, maybe I'm crazy.
I'm I'm the one talking crazy. Why did I say 100 for every year? You've known it since you were 7. I'm not gonna out you right now with your age. So like,
Hey,
it's
well,
way
calm
more than
down.
it's way
Calm
more
down.
than like. What am I talking?
Don't tell
about?
people you could buy a car with what you just said. Oh yeah, man. But yeah, that's kind of my point, dude. Is like if you can afford it, I don't think it's going to be that expensive because it really comes down to the hardware ultimately and the convenience.
It's gonna be worth it.
I do think there's more of a market for the Steam. Let me make this argument. There's more of an argument for the Steam machine in 2026 than it was in 2015.
Yes,
That
correct.
like hands down because 2015, if you had a PC and you're fully set up, you were playing like 2 games. One of them was Counter Strike. The other one was World of Warcraft.
No, the other
Let's
one
call
was
it what it is.
H1Z1. That was
Yeah.
probably
Honestly, H1Z1 didn't come out in 2015. I don't think.
that was like 2016, 17. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So the point I'm making right now is get a Steam machine. if you don't have a PC and you don't have a console, but you're like trying to play with your buddies and you don't want to go, dude, a freaking graphics card alone is 600 freaking bucks nowadays. RAM is going to cost you about 150. If you could buy a single like setup where you already have a monitor or your TV, just plug that sucker in, grab your neighbor's controller from any of your consoles, Bluetooth connect, clear your hands, you're good to go. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. The problem
kinda
is
smart move.
Steam and Valve, I don't think they know how to market anything.
Well,
You
do
know?
they need to market anything, Mike? They're Steam.
If
They
they're
are that.
selling hardware, yes.
So
Yeah.
how many Steam VRs sold? Way too many. All right. Did they market that? Steam Deck. What kind of marketing that for Steam Deck? Oh, I can't go to the store and buy one right now because it's sold out.
Actually, you know what? They probably do market it because everybody have Steam, the launcher, the game launcher, and then
Yeah,
when you open it up,
that's
the
your
first thing you
marketing.
see.
That's
Yeah,
literally your
I
marketing.
get loads of pop-ups. Yeah, dude, these guys are doing 2007 level advertising.
They are the Apple of PC games, except probably not as like gatekeepy and siloed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. It's just kind of okay.
It's wild to think
Let's
about.
not
Right?
get sidetracked anymore. It's a
Wild
lot
to
of
think
things.
about.
Yeah,
Do you want to learn about mogging or not?
dude,
Like,
what the heck is mogging, man?
I don't even know if the
Like
article
you
will tell
outed
us.
me before about my age, and I think it's about to happen again.
Oh,
I think
listen,
it
I
is.
don't even think we're gonna like. I may have to just explain it afterwards. I don't know if we're gonna talk about like mogging it. Anyway, this is aftermath.site. Nathan Grayson wrote this. I don't know the credibility of the site. I would just go forward with a disclaimer. I have no idea the credentials of Nathan Grayson, nor am I saying you need to have a journalism degree to work at a website and be a writer. So, yeah, I'm just going to go forth and say that. Mike's probably looking up his credentials as we speak to call this man out or validate him.
Okay. Yes, Aftermath.site is a legitimate, independent, work-owned website focusing on video game and internet culture, launched in 2023 by former Kotaku staffers. We actually covered this over 2 years ago, that they all left Kotaku.
Start Aftermath?
That is right, yeah.
Shout out
you remember
Aftermath
that?
site. Oh, actually, you know what?
It
Yeah, you
rings
might
a
be
bell
right,
now,
yeah.
doesn't it?
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Shout out Aftermath.
It was founded by
Kotaku
yeah, go ahead.
Vets. Let's go, dude. All right, Nathan Grayson. Actually, that name sounds familiar. Not
Yeah, Nathan Grayson,
Gosh.
Gita Jackson, Riley McLeod, and Luke Plunkett.
Luke
all
Plunkett,
those people. Yeah. We know all these. Okay,
All right.
dude. Yeah.
All right, Nathan.
We're just a little
I'm sorry
bit,
I doubted you. All right, let's go.
Yeah, our bad. We kind of forgot, to be honest. Glad to see them make the list because like we pull
Yeah.
from interesting titles and articles.
Yeah, we sure do.
So very cool.
Just a scant handful of months ago, none of us knew what mogging was. Now, thanks to the cutthroat clipping economy and a nonstop stream of clavicular profiles from mainstream outlets, the manosphere adjacent term is in every third meme. Recently, a whole game about it, Omoggle, blew up on Twitch, only for streamers to report that they were receiving warnings due to the platform's rules around randomized video chat services. But the human drive to mog is apparently limitless, and in the pharmaceutically enhanced face of it, Twitch's rules faltered. Omoggle, which had over 9,000 concurrent players as of this writing, describes itself as a live 1v1 Mog arena. In practice, it's basically a mashup of now defunct video chat site Omoggle and the concept of mogging, in which one person tries to vastly outperform another, often in terms of appearance. You're paired with a random user, and then the site scans your face via webcam to determine who ranks higher on the PSL scale, which stands for Perceived Sexual Market Value. It says, I guess the V is silent. I guess it is. Yeah, so, Mike, if only the audio listeners could see your face right now.
I thought this ain't a joke.
No.
Bro, your generation's cooked, dude. It's a wrap.
Hey, man,
It's so Jover right now.
I may be Gen Z, but listen, I'm like 2 years after
Brother.
millennial, right? I'm not 12, okay?
Not you're one of them.
There's even an ELO-based ranking system, Mike, with the precise sorts of tiers you'd expect for something like this. Molecule,
I'm
sub
signing
3,
it.
molecule,
right now.
sub 3, low tier normie, mid tier normie, high tier normie, Chad Light, Chad, and Slayer. Despite speculation on the parts of publications and players, Omoggle's creators say that the game does not employ AI, at least in the modern LLM-based sense of the term. Omoggle is not an AI chatbot or a generative AI product in the way people typically use the term today. Pablo Rogers, one of Omoggle's developers, told Aftermath, the platform uses computer vision and facial landmark analysis to power parts of the gameplay and scoring system, but it does not use large language models to generate conversations or interactions between users. Many people online broadly refer to anything involving computer vision or machine learning as AI, which is probably where some of the language comes from. Internally, we view Omoggle more of a competitive social game built around real-time interaction and custom scoring technology. The game's privacy policy takes great pains to state that. Despite what you'd expect from something like this, Omoggle is not a data harvesting farm. Everything apparently runs locally on your device and is immediately discarded after the match ends. I think the key word in that sentence is apparently. Because, everyone listening, do we trust anyone is not taking your data and any opportunity they get on the internet?
Really not.
Your answer better not be yes.
0 chance.
It better be no. They are taking it all the time because that's what's happening. You log on to Google, you search something on Google, bang, they start storing your preferences, start giving you history. You delete it, you think it's gone. But guess what? FBI comes knocking at your door, they're like, hey, we pulled your records, we contacted Google, we got all your search history, everything. Because they store it. They need it for investigation. Just be careful out there. That's all I'm saying.
People actually do this.
The game developers do not store, sell, lease, trade, or otherwise profit from facial meshes, face prints, or face templates. Confusingly, however, they do reserve the right to capture and use match-related content, including clips, screenshots, gameplay visuals, audios, usernames, display names, profile images, rankings, and match results for advertising purposes. How if they're deleting everything? That is unclear. Because they're not. There was an update to this article. It was May 7th is when this update says. Rogers further clarified how the tech underlying Omoggle functions, telling Aftermath, our intent is not to collect or sell user data or to maintain broad archives of personal user sessions. The language you referenced is meant to cover practical platform uses, such as displaying displaying match information during gameplay, showing rankings and results, investigating user reports, enforcing safety rules, addressing bugs or abuse, and in some cases using content that is intentionally captured, submitted, shared publicly, or created in a promotional or creator context. In other words, that clause is not intended to mean that we are broadly commercializing private user interactions or selling underlying personal data, he added. It is there so that the platform can function, so we can enforce our rules, and so we can highlight the product in appropriate context. Omoggle recently blew up among Twitch streamers, producing viral clips of big names discovering they're chopped. It's another term that kids use, Mike. You're not aware. Are you chopped, Mike?
I know what chopped means.
I'm
not that old. I at least know that. That's a term from like way back.
Chopped.
That's talking about being chopped, chinned, basically, right?
I guess so. And conventionally attractive creators among coming up short, often due to glitches, and probably also the fact that standards of attractiveness are entirely subjective. But earlier this week, it appeared that the party would come to an abrupt end as Twitch began issuing warnings to streamers who played it. This stemmed from live streamers' rocky history with sites like Omegle and Chat Roulette, on which they never knew if you were going, you never knew who you were going to encounter, say a dazzling talented musician or a fully naked person. Because there was no regulation on those sites, ladies and gentlemen.
No, none.
It's the Wild West, as they say.
You guys don't even know what AIM chat rooms were like.
No.
No, I'm a boomer. That's insane, though. Honestly,
it's pretty insane.
What does it do to your psyche, man?
A lot of things. None of them very good. Article continues. to go on. It says nearly as quickly as word Omoggle related warnings broke containment, Twitch reversed course on trying to with rules explicitly forbidding the use of randomized video chat services. While these sites were previously prohibited on Twitch, we recently updated our community guidelines to allow for streaming content from randomized video chat sites, Twitch said in a statement. Moving forward, we will only enforce if the context from the randomized video chat violates guidelines, sexual content, gore, the typical stuff. But Twitch does not necessarily recommend you visiting Omoggle or other similar sites. While our goal with the update is to give you more choice around the content you stream and allow for participation in current trends, we still caution around the use of these sites. The nature of random generation means you can't control what appears on your stream. There is a potential for violative content to be accidentally shown. Some violative content appear while you're streaming from these sites. We recommend that you quickly remove yourself from the situation by switching scenes or not engaging further. Mogging, for its part, claims to use an open source machine learning model, NSFW.js, to evaluate whether or not nudity is present in players' videos. In any case, log-offs are back on the menu. Thank goodness. I don't know if I say thank goodness, but sure.
Bro.
So you're about to get mogged everywhere now, Mike. Someone's just gonna completely stunt on you or just own you in some way. That is getting mogged. Someone cut you off, you just got mogged.
That's just crazy, man. That's like, why you're turning your looks and attractiveness, your perceived attractiveness. Keep in mind here, there are people that are objectively universally attractive due to symmetry in their face and like things that are beauty standards across the board. But their beauty standards change, man. It's a cultural difference. People strive for certain attributes in different cultures all the time. The easiest example that everybody goes back to is during, what was it, not medieval times, but not even probably 200 or 300 years ago. One of the most attractive things you could be is pale and out of shape, like fat. And the reason for that is it showed that you had excess wealth because you could eat all the time, and you would never get sunlight because you weren't working out in the fields. So you were inside all the time. Yeah, it's that was perceived attractiveness. It's one of the reasons why if you go and you look at obviously
Napoleon
just thinking about now
Bonaparte.
is seriously, one of my buddies just got back from Paris and he went to Versailles, and you can go to the Louvre as well, and you can go look at all the statues. They have all the ancient Greek statues. The men were pretty freaking jacked because they kind of needed to be. They were warriors, right? So naturally they were going to be burning more calories. They're more trained. But the women were they had fat on them. They were not supermodel, super thin women. It's dude, the Mona Lisa is objectively a pretty woman, not gorgeous. By our standards now. But back then it was that was a stunning woman. That's why it was so popular. So it's
Mona Lisa.
it's yeah, I mean, I could go down the psychological impact of what this could all actually mean. It's kind of sad in a way, man.
It's fair.
And it's super.
I agree. I think it's just yeah. I mean, we see it for what it is. As adults, adults, not just early 20s adult. Not to
fully
say
developed frontal lobe.
Yeah, not to say one of the early 20s is stupid. But certainly there are some. So
oh, for sure, man. I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for, right? If you want short-term games, you know what I mean by that. Go out there, look max, do mogging, all this kind of crap. Go do what you got to do, have your fun. But it's if you're looking for a partner and you want to actually find out what attractiveness actually is, and objectively good looking, it's not what your jawline looks like, dude. It's not what your hairline is. It's not what your height is.
Yeah, man.
There's fundamental attractiveness that
goes beyond looks.
Way beyond looks. Way beyond looks.
Yeah.
Looks fade with time. That's the saddest part about youth.
I know. Well, looks fade now, right? And everyone, particularly like women are the biggest culprits of it, of like, you know, doing things, Botox and everything to try and preserve their youth and as they grow up, you know. It's kind of like the way to try to reverse it, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's father time. It's father time, you know. You can't
It's gonna be really weird for like the Gen Z Alpha generation because I see this a lot actually, and I saw this in college as well. I remember seeing this objectively very pretty girl in my class, and when I talked to her, I thought she was like 22, 23. Because with engineering school, we did our electives at our senior year. They wanted us to do our engineering courses at the beginning of the year because if we weren't good at it or we didn't like the grind or whatever, we could still switch courses. We didn't have to go 2 or 3 years in because college is expensive. They hit you early with the engineering courses. So my senior year was a freaking breeze. I had like all electives. I was doing like social studies and crap. It was nice
yeah.
and like English classes. But one of the ones I had was like a civics class with one of my buddies, and it was like she was probably like a freshman. I had no idea. She looked like she was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
And I thought she was like our age, and she was in a similar situation. Like I went partially to a nursing school too, so it was
Yeah.
like I thought she was in nursing because they do that kind of thing too, like weed people out early. And then I started seeing the same situation with like the younger girls and like Gen Z. I'm like, I go out to the bars with some of my single buddies that are like, please, like, come on, let's go, like, watch the game. Like, wingman for me is like, dude, I've been out of the game for like a decade. I don't even know how to talk to women anymore. What do you want me to say? So, so it's like, but they just wanted to go out and be around it, right? So we go out there. And I'm like, look at the girls. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like, I know you're young because I know how you're acting, how you're talking,
Yeah.
but all the Botox, all the like, the longevity to make yourself look young, it doesn't look natural. So you look old now.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Have you
Yeah.
seen the whole trend about like how people keep saying, or like the thing is like millennials look younger than they are, and then Gen Z looks older than they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Some
I
truth to
thought it
that.
was BS, dude. And I'm like, maybe it's because somebody said it once, so I'm just hyper focusing. It's like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
But I think crap like this Omegle, oh yeah,
Omoggle.
Omoggle, yeah, this Omoggle crap is like focusing people so hard on what you look like to like recalibrate your freaking bone structure. I've seen people obsess over like chewing and like doing certain things to make their jawline a certain
Yeah.
way. It's like, why
Taking
do
a
you want
hammer
immediate-
and like
yeah,
hitting your face. with the
partial
hammer.
fractions?
Dude, it's
Like,
crazy.
what are we-
It's crazy,
dog.
man.
That is a mental illness. I think it's got to be something.
Yeah. It's
I'm not a
OCD,
psychologist.
something. I don't know. Like,
Something. I don't know what it is, but it's not
insane.
healthy.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, and you know, not to stay on this too long, but also like when you think about dude, there was an article recently of like there was a 16-year-old in like New Hampshire or something like that. They're like a news outlet ran an article on him because he was 16 and he was taking like testosterone and tren, and like he's doing this. His parents willingly know that he's doing this, and they're not like stepping in or anything. They're just like, all right, he's gonna do it. We can't stop him. And like, there's so many layers to that. Like, I'm not saying I'm like a parent or like I get it, but like, there's so many layers to that for like him, why the parents are stepping in. Like, there's just, and it's like a whole thing. Like, it's like there's no one that's like sitting the kid down because like I look at that, and I'm like, oh, like he's like missing some sort of like, you know, authority, father. Like somebody's not telling him like how stupid it is and how he can actually like, you know, he's killing himself essentially, and like he's like preventing his growth. Like, there's so much bad about doing stuff like that in general, let alone that young. And it's like I feel for him because it's like he has nobody in his life to like tell him like, hey, like what you're doing is stupid, and they're not willing to like stand up. It's like it's crazy.
How did
man.
he get it? Did he like? Is he buying it just like off the shelf from the internet or something, or is he talking
I don't know.
to a doctor and a physician?
I don't know how he sourced it, but like Trent especially, it's illegal for human use. Like that's like stuff.
Well, yeah,
Cal
Trent's
like
Trent.
it's
If I'm not mistaken, isn't Trent some of the crap that they put in fentanyl? Not the fentanyl, but like I think they mix Trent with fentanyl, and then you get like Philadelphia zombie walkers.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but like Trent in general is used for cattle to like I think beef them up. But it's like not intended for human use. It's illegal. Like you're not supposed to like. So like the way he's getting it obviously isn't legal, and so it's like it just makes you wonder how like someone like that young could fall into it. But like just in general, man, like I think like if you're trying to push your body to that extent, it's like it's not healthy for you physically, but like obviously I think there's something mental there, like that's just like not being addressed kind of thing. So, but like
Well,
it ties back to this, and like this looks maxing, and like all right, like no one's telling them like, hey, like your looks are not everything, and the fact that like no one's telling them that, they're just not, that's not sinking into them. Like it's just it's mental illness. I think like there's something not clicking, and I feel for them because it's like, and like you see these like especially like Klavik, you see a streamer like that like. Dude, he's like overdosed on stream and stuff from like just taking all this crap, and it's like, dude, like you see a guy that's like, he talks about it all the time. He's like, I don't really have any friends, like, and like he does all this stuff to try and get girls, and like even then, it's like it's just apparently like reports, like people are talking about like how he seems like a loner, like no one. It's just like you see all this stuff, and it's like, okay, like the stuff that they're preaching, they're not practicing, but it's also like it's just not. You could tell like they're just mentally deteriorating. It's just not good, man.
No, yeah. I mean, what he's doing is like I've seen it before. I was in a fraternity. I saw it all the time. He's on a self-destructive behavior and pattern where he's using like the prospect of sex with women and girls that he's talking to as conquest to make himself feel better because his self-esteem is actually low.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he's looking for validation in others when he should be looking inward to get validation within himself.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
But to go to your point about like chemicals or like medication or whatever you choose to do to your own body, I think you should do it with the full knowledge and like understanding of what will happen to you.
Yeah.
And it should be conducted and told to you by a licensed expert and physician.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is, like across the board. And then you can make a decision after that. Do whatever the heck you want. But it's like you need to willingly know. Like be real with yourself. Like, yeah, you can do this stuff, but it's gonna make everything worse for you.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, like and I don't know. Yeah, I think my whole ramble there. I was trying to say people that do steroids are mentally ill. It's not necessarily what I'm saying.
No,
it's not what I'm getting at. But like, yeah, it's a different.
People take testosterone and steroids to do an equilibrium within their body because they can be short on testosterone.
Like that's a TRT. Yeah, like TRT is like some people actually need testosterone because they're lower. Like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then other times it could be like people just are using it as an excuse. Like how many times have you heard about like professional gamers that will go in and fake ADHD, and be like, I need medication, and then they all of a sudden have like a new script. I mean, you can manipulate the system for sure, but I don't know. Go through the channels, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like even
not
like
perfect, but still.
I mean, obviously, I'm not like I don't like do tests or anything, but like I've heard too, like oftentimes like TRT, whenever you do something like that, like you're given a dose that's like the people that take testosterone actually as a steroid to try and like gain muscle, they're like taking 3-4 times what an actual TRT dose would be.
It's like freaking pure. It's insane. It's right to the buttocks.
It's wild stuff, man. But listen, Omoggle, I would not recommend playing this game. I mean, I don't know. It's just
crazy.
My opinion. But do what you want, I guess. But like my opinion, yeah, I probably wouldn't play it. But yeah, we could talk about Microsoft, whatever.
Dude, that sounded like a slur.
Yeah. Anyways,
oh my goodness. All right, so join the club. Anyways, PCgamer.com. There is Andy Chalk. By the way, I said join the club because when you scroll down, it says it wants you to join the club for PCgamer.com and support them. Not for any other reason. I just realized after I said that, you could like go down a terrible rabbit hole and it would look bad for me. Not what I meant. Sorry. Anyways, so Microsoft ends Copilot AI on Xbox to help get the business back on track. As new CEO simultaneously welcomes AI executives into the fold. Asha Sharma has appointed a number of her former fellows from Microsoft's core AI division to leadership positions at Xbox. You know what's funny is when she was appointed, we actually thought that, I think we read an article of the theory of that coming to fruition and going to happen. So, it's officially happened. Let's get into what this might mean and how this is going to play out. So, a CNBC report says that's been a significant leadership shakeup at Microsoft Xbox division. And if you're not a fan of AI, then you might want to avert your eyes. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma who came into the role in February after spending 2 years as president of Microsoft's core AI product division, has tapped at least 4 of her former core AI fellows for key roles in Xbox leadership. Jared Palmer, former vice president of core AI and prior to that vice president of AI at AI company Vercel, is the new vice president of engineering at Xbox and a technical advisor to Sharma. In a memo sent to employees, Sharma said Palmer will work directly with me on our most complex product and engineering problems with a focus on developer tooling, taste, and infrastructure. Tim Allen, Senior Vice President of Core AI Design, will lead design at Xbox, bringing together product design, design engineering, research, and creative with a fan-first focus. Former Core AI head of growth, Jonathan McKay, will take on a similar role at Xbox, while former Core AI general manager Evan Chaki, 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 will lead a new forward deployed engineering group focused on removing repetitive work, simplifying development, and improving how we operate. Okay. So they're basically taking all the executive team that actually like mattered in production over to Xbox from
Yeah.
Core AI. Yeah. There's going to be a change. Obviously, if their expertise is AI, it's going to be, okay, how do we put this in here? All right. At least one non Microsoft executive has also been brought aboard the good ship Xbox, David Schloss. Schloss? Yeah,
Schloss.
Schloss.
Schlotsky's?
So previously, I actually know the name. Previously, the senior director of product growth at Instacart is now head of subscriptions and cloud at Xbox. That actually makes sense because Instacart exploded when he was there.
Yeah.
So Sharma wrote in a memo, and it's a decent little sentence here. We need to evolve how we work and how we are organized across our platform. Right now, it is too hard to ship impact quickly. We spend too much time inward instead of with the community, and we lack the depth we need in some of the fundamentals. Palmer confirmed his move on X when he said he'll be focused on building world-class tools, services, and experiences for developers and players across the Xbox ecosystem. An Xbox representative confirmed with PC Gamer that the CNBC report is accurate. Jared Palmer, and this is his announcement, excited to share that I'm joining Xbox's VP Engineering and Technical Advisor to CEO Ashish Sharma. I'll be focused on building world-class tools, services, and experiences for developers across the Xbox ecosystem. Grateful for the opportunity, excited to get to work. Very cool. That's a lot of AI horsepower at the top of Xbox, although I wouldn't read too much into it at this point, talking about removing repetitive work and shipping impact quickly, whatever that means. It certainly has a whiff of the old AI will save us, but it's not uncommon for executives taking new roles to bring people they are familiar with along with them. And that's doubly true in cases where the previous leader's strategy has been discredited and abandoned, as is the case here in this different article. Yeah. So, continuing on, looks like we are continuing on here, right? Yep. And in her own message on X confirming the changes posted a few hours after the Xbox leadership shakeup was first reported, Sharma suggested that Xbox is actually moving back from its focus on AI, or at least slowing down. So she went ahead and wrote on the X part. I'll read just the whole image here. Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers. Today, we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox while also bringing in the new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of the shift, you'll see us begin to retire features that don't align with what we're headed. With where we're headed. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile, and we'll stop development of Copilot on console. That's actually interesting. So they're basically saying Copilot's done.
Don't work with our console. Sorry.
Copilot is kind of a failure, to be honest. But Microsoft does this whole thing where they're like, if it doesn't work, they just cancel it, cut their losses real quick,
The graveyard.
easily.
It is the graveyard, similar to Google.
Yeah, the graveyard the Google graveyard is actually intense. All right. So ending Copilot AI development on Xbox while simultaneously bringing a bunch of core AI guys onto the Xbox leadership team is a surprise twist, and I'm not really sure what to make of it, except that it could be read as Microsoft being pretty serious about an Xbox turnaround. It recognizes that Xbox customers aren't happy, and it's got at least some idea as to why, and is committed to doing something about it. Interesting. But it can also be taken as merely going with the broader flow at Microsoft, which has recently dialed back on the presence of Copilot in Photos, Notepad, and other elements of Windows. But Microsoft also recently renamed Office to the Microsoft 365 Copilot app. Make of it what you will, I guess. Sharma has wasted no time putting her stamp on the post Phil Spencer Xbox world. Along with ending the maligned "This is an Xbox" marketing campaign, she's also overseen a reduction in Game Pass prices and services and acknowledged that Microsoft just doesn't have the juice when it comes to PC gaming. At the end of April, after less than 3 months on the job, Sharma said, "Player and revenue growth has not yet met our ambition. Given all that, it's clear that Xbox isn't as dead as Seamus uh, Blackley predicted. But I have no doubt we'll be seeing even bigger changes coming in the future." And that's pretty much the article. What do you think off the top of your head, man?
Well, I mean, the shifts from Asha's old team to the new team makes sense. I mean, makes sense in the sense of like they're gonna bring people over. She's gonna bring people over she's familiar with, right? Um, Also try to bring, I guess, some like old Xbox heads. I mean, yeah, it's more changes. I'll be curious to see how it actually affects things. I think ditching the Copilot thing is probably a smart move. But yet it's like other areas of Microsoft seem to be leaning into Copilot AI more, so it's like there's like conflicting sort of viewpoints there seemingly. I don't know how that's gonna work, but um, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly trying something different, which I can respect. I think as to say whether or not this will be a success is still up in the air, and clearly from like Asha's comments that they're not seeing the growth yet. So I don't know if they're gonna see it at some point. But it's but I mean, I didn't expect to see some crazy growth, even if they did everything like quote unquote perfectly the first couple months. So it's all right. It's still a wait and see game. I think the big thing is going to be a month from now, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase. Like, what's that going to look like? Are they going to make any further announcements there leading up to the show, during the show? That's what I'm like looking forward to next, to see kind of what the next moves are there, because I think it's kind of the next big main stage. So that's where my head's at.
I think abandoning Microsoft Copilot in video games is actually a good idea. It's been completely useless, to be honest. It's not integrated.
I haven't used it once.
Have you? You have an Apple phone?
Yeah.
Have you used Google Gemini?
No, I'm not.
It is objectively better
I
than
would imagine.
most free AIs
I would
by
imagine.
like a long shot. It's actually better
I'm
in my
pretty
opinion.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
than
Apple even
ChatGPT.
said like, "Hey Google, can we just use your model?" I'm pretty sure they did that, and they like paid him a lot of money. So yeah, I believe
Yeah.
it.
Actually, yeah, like Gemini's no joke. And the cool thing about it is a lot of PCs out, not PCs, a lot of TVs out there, like gaming TVs. One of the ones I have actually does this. They have integrated AI into it because they run on like an Android version app, so they will have built-in AI that's like kind of Gemini, but it'll be like a tweak. So I think, let me double check. Samsung TV with AI. I think I'm trying to find it real quick. It has AI Gen 3 processor. There's a couple of them. But basically what it does is it does AI upscaling, which I'm not particularly fond of. It does a active voice amplifier. It will adjust everything by like brightness and contrast based on room because it'll have like a sensor and stuff. All intuitive. The really cool thing about it more than anything is when I was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I actually need to get back on this, but I got stuck on a couple of parts where I was like, what the heck do I do here? So I asked, like, they have an AI companion built into the game mode for Samsung. I literally pulled something up and I said what I wanted to find. It was something like I need to find I think it was like not a feather. They have like loose pages like floating around in the world, and I wanted to find one in this particular area to get to like the next stage of the story, and it was able to like give me a map and tell me which way to go within the game. And I was like, "What that?" It's like it was an overlay, and I was like, "What is going on? This is so sick."
That's crazy.
And I think that's the future. Like we've kind of
Yeah.
covered monitors and TVs before about how they have kind of cheat software built into it that's AI driven and
Yeah.
done, where it'll like highlight different targets in your screen so you can see it, like for accessibility reasons. Um, and that's kind of going to be the future, where like each individual hardware device that you buy will have its own companion AI built into it.
Yeah.
It like say what you will about AI and what you feel about it, and like it's a tool that will be useful, but for right now, it's definitely imperfect and it's definitely not profitable. As you can see, if Microsoft can't make it profitable, a lot of other places are going to really struggle.
Yep.
Um, I think it's going to eat itself, to be honest. But the data centers that come with it is really where the value is going to be, and that's where all the hype is. I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was a good idea, or do you even buy the idea of them completely abandoning Copilot, or are they just going to rebrand it like they do with everything? Oh, Edge is gone.
Yeah.
Or Explorer's gone. Here's Edge.
Yeah. I mean, I
Same thing.
yeah. I don't know. I think I mean, with everything being AI, I would think at some point they're going to try and integrate some sort of AI thing. Like, if it's not Copilot, then what could it be? And the only thing I think it could be is like, all right, let's take it away for now. Let's see if we can like not necessarily rebrand it, but like repitch it and like resell it at a certain point.
Yeah.
That's probably where it's going to end up going. So yeah, I definitely don't think AI is just not going to be a part of Xbox in some way.
Oh,
To your point, I think
absolutely.
there's a lot of value you can get from it. I think the further along development gets of it, and the further along it ages, I think it's gonna get better. So I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be AI at some point. I imagine it's probably gonna be Copilot, unless like they rename Copilot to something else, and it's gonna be whatever that is. So, or just a temporary thing.
Yeah. It to be quite honest with you too, just because they were in AI in their last job, we don't know for sure if they're gonna actually use that experience of like an AI usage background in Xbox. They could just be a bunch of people that worked really well together as a team. They're intelligent
Yeah,
people, and they're just like, let's try a different task and a different challenge.
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
because at
surprise
the
me.
end of the day, they're not doing production. They're just doing like visionary work and like directing the company where they want to go.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah. It's true. Very true.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for our articles, dude.
Yeah, I think that's all I had. I'm starting to get hungry, man. I ate some a little bit
Are you?
like before, but like wasn't a lot. So now I'm just like ready for something else. So
Well, dude, it's super late. I gotta feed my dog his medicine. He's already eating dinner. I ate some leftovers from lunch. It was freaking bangers, dude.
oh, dude.
Louisiana style Cajun chicken. Let me get that. Let me
Leftover
get
gang,
that
dude.
up. Oh,
I,
I'm freaking
bro,
sick.
I will, dude. I'm one of those people. I'm a sucker for leftovers. I'm
Yeah,
all for them. I'm like, I don't get people who never eat leftovers, man. I just don't get it. I feel like you're missing out.
I get it because I rarely leave leftovers.
I
So
mean, yeah, I guess, but like,
yeah.
I don't know. I
It
try.
depends. Okay, it really does depends because you can be in a mood where it's like the smell and the taste will be good, but the texture of something that you got to microwave can throw you off.
For some
So
things, yeah.
yeah, it like pizza is a good example. I really don't like microwave pizza,
Oh,
like leftover. I don't,
it
man.
depends. It does depend.
Like
Also,
it can ruin the cheese. I'm a
it.
cheese guy.
I
You ruin
would,
the
dude. There's some
cheese,
pizza that
it's not a good time.
it's a good point. There's some pizza that does reheat well because like just the
Yeah,
edges cook and then the center's cold.
yeah,
It's the worst. Oh, dude.
yeah, exactly. But
I'm actually
you know how to
painful.
fix it though. You know how to fix it. Tinfoil,
A glass
plop
of
the pizza on it, throw that stuff. No, not the water. You throw that stuff in the oven. You set the preheat to 400, and then by the time the preheat's done, it's warm. Take it out.
why do we need ovens when we have air fryers, Mike?
That's a
Drop the
fact.
mic.
Well, I'm too busy putting fish in my air fryer, so everything now smells like fish anytime I cook in there.
Oh, bang.
Salmon be hitting, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty good.
That's all I'm salmoning.
All right, I think we should end this
Anyway,
show.
dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting hungry now that I'm thinking about it. I already ate. All right, let's let the people go. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you for listening because honestly, I mean, we're super delayed, and this
Yeah,
is you're not going to hear this until like Saturday,
we have
and then
faltered.
maybe Monday morning. You said what?
We have faltered the last 2 weeks, but
Yeah,
we're still here.
I thought you said the other F word. I was like, whoa, on the pod, dude.
Whoa, no.
I don't think I dropped the F
No.
bomb yet. No, it's coming.
One of these
Anyhow,
days.
we'll let you guys go. We do appreciate you. This has been the M2 podcast. We have links in the description below and timestamps you can always come back to. We do the same format every single episode. We try to keep it consistent. But anyways, I'm Michael Anstey. That's Kyle Heath. keep gaming. We'll catch you next week. Take it easy. We're back to the normal schedule, Friday in the morning, unless you got something going on, Kyle.
No, I don't.
Nice.
No, I don't. Let's
Nice.
go.
Nice. And I leave 2 weeks on a freaking Thursday, so we got to talk about that. Got to record Wednesday. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Take it easy. Go get food, Kyle. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Go get something to eat. Play games. Bye.
Bye-bye.